Clock's running. Who's first?
What's your thought today? Get the guys out and running and just roll. What did you take from today?
Yeah. You know, every practice has been trying to get a feel for each other, you know, and we're trying to get an understanding of each other and how it all fits together. And you know, there's maybe a little different pace at times that we want to play at, and I think you have to get used to playing at that pace. And I looked out there one time, and we're really small relative to, you know, where we've been and some of the teams that we're going to be playing. So I thought going out there and playing today, and how we did some things and how the ball moved at times and what transpired on the floor, I thought for the first time I've seen a lot worse. Believe me, I've seen a lot worse than I've seen today. And I thought today was pretty decent. But, you know, players looked like they had a pretty good idea of what they wanted to do. You know, I'm sure any day now, sometime in the next 4 or 5 months, Lou will throw a pass and, you know, we'll have made some progress. But until then, everything's good. So,
Gabby's obviously smaller, but that athleticism really makes up for a lot, doesn't she?
she plays a lot bigger, obviously, than what she's listed at. And a day like today, where, you know, she can overwhelm the other team, and then when you know you can do that, you have to do that. And she, you know, she was really good at the things that she's really good at today. You know, she was really good at those things, and that's all we talked about going into the game. You know, be really good at the things you're good at, the things that we've practiced. And she made a lot of things happen out there in a lot of different ways. So will she be able to do that against everybody we play against? I don't know. She's gonna have to create maybe some other ways. But for tonight, it's a good start for her. It's a great start for her.
Coach, what have you been seeing from Molly then in practice that makes her?
Same thing you saw today. You know, she works really hard. She's got a pretty good understanding of what's going on out there. You know, she's like any young player. She dribbles too much at times. You know, she's not quite sure. You know, she's used to just getting the ball and going. You know, so when it's somewhat organized, she has a little bit of an issue slowing down and letting everything develop. She's in a hurry to make things develop, but she gets better every day. You know, she's very tough physically, and she's in great shape, and she has some skills. You know, there's some things that we're going to have to work on with her, but she hasn't disappointed me one bit.
The ball seems to find Kyla. It just seems like one of those kids that wherever she is,
Yeah.
the ball. Has it been like that with her?
You know, the interesting thing about Kyla is that she does a lot of little things pretty well. She's very comfortable with the ball in her hands. You know, she's comfortable shooting it. She's comfortable throwing the pass. She's again, like most freshmen, she's in a hurry, and sometimes that, you know, that gets in her way. But right now, same thing. She's exactly what I thought she'd be, and you know, she's got one job to do on our team: just get better every day. Just get better. And you know, I can't really say to her, I want you to be a really good defender. So I just say, just try to get in the way. Like, that's our defensive philosophy for her right now. Just try to get in the way somehow. Because a lot of these kids are, you know, playing defense at any level is really difficult for them. But she tries really hard. God bless her.
Yesterday, after the end of practice, you brought Ray Allen up as him being in the gym, no matter what time you got here and you were shooting. So I just want to get your take on, you know, his retirement. I know he's a guy that you had an amazing amount of respect for.
Yeah, I guess he finally made it official, huh?
Yeah.
That he did retire. For a while there, he just retired from Miami and was kind of searching around for another place to land and win another ring, and certainly doesn't need the money. You know, I don't think anything that wasn't going to be about the money, whatever he did. Knowing Ray, he still has his meal money from his freshman year here. You know, I know him well enough to know that. And he's going to go down in history as one of the all-time great shooters in the history of the NBA. And he's won championships, and he's an Olympic gold medalist. And I don't know too many players that have committed themselves to being a true professional. The way he takes care of himself, the way he's not that much different today than he was when I met him when he was 18, you know. He's a great representative of UConn basketball, and I use him as an example all the time of what can be possible if you work at it.
Hall of Famer?
Absolutely. I mean, you make as many shots as he's made, and two world championship teams, and a gold medal in the Olympics. I mean, there's people in the Hall of Fame probably with less credentials, so I would say that he's a Hall of Famer.
What set him apart besides being the great shooter he was?
I just think the style that he brought to the game, his personality. There was no nonsense about Ray. You never had to worry about. He never did anything extra that he didn't have to do to get the job done. You know, he was just a guy that you could count on every day. There was no drama, no nothing. Just here's a guy that came up here and he had one goal in mind: to be the best basketball player he could be, the best teammate. And he was a great teammate. And he's, you know, I just think he's everything that you would want for a basketball player. He's the kind of guy you'd want to coach. He's the kind of guy you'd want to play with. I just really admire him and everything that he's done.
He always had that work ethic.
Now, always. I mean, from day one. You know, you don't. You know, I was trying to explain to the players today something really that they don't understand. They really don't. They never see it this way because they don't have to think of it that way. Basketball is another class that they're taking at UConn. And the explanation that I gave them was, if you all you want to do when you're in Connecticut is get C's, then just go to class, do a minimum of studying, take your notes, and you leave here with a C, and you're good to go. Same thing in basketball. Come to practice, put your time in, leave, and everybody will think, wow, that kid was a pretty good player. Well, if you want to get an A and an A plus in basketball, you got to spend a lot of extra time on the game. You know, if you want to get straight A's in college, you have to spend a lot of time studying your subjects. And a lot of times they don't think of it as, this is my craft. I have to study it. I have to put the time in. I have to work at it. I have to do extra. It's no different than the kid in the band who has to do extra stuff. It's not any different than the kid who's a drama major has to do extra stuff, except just go to class. And the ones that are willing to put that in, that time and that effort, end up becoming something special. And, you know, Ray is something special.
Is the percentage of kids who are willing to do that less now than ever?
Yeah. Yeah. There isn't this sense of somebody just gave me a scholarship and I have a tremendous obligation to them to repay that. That's a debt that I owe. Now it's like they're doing us a favor, a lot of kids, by gracing us with their presence here. And we should be, you know, thrilled that they're here. And what can we do to make you feel better and raise your self-esteem a little bit? Because after all, that's why we were put on this earth, to help you with your self-esteem.
You know, you got time for one or two more guys.
When did that shift?
When did it shift?
Yeah, like when did this go through?
You know, when everybody starts getting stuff. You know, 30 years ago when I got the job here, you got when you showed up, you got a t-shirt that said Connecticut Athletics, made out of cotton. And you got a pair of shorts made out of cotton that had stamped on it, UConn Athletics. And you know that whoever was here 10 years before you wore that same stuff. And they roll it up in the town, they give it back in, and God forbid if you brought that back without a t-shirt in it, you weren't getting another one tomorrow. Everything you got one pair of sneakers. You don't like it? Tough, go buy your own. You know? So everything was earned, everything was treasured because you just had no other stuff. That was it. And now you get so much stuff, both, you know, in what people give you and what you expect and whether it's, you know, in class or whether it's at practice or off the court or, you know, what kind of apartment you expect to live in, you know, and what kind of dorms you expect to be in. And I have recruits asking me, you're a freshman, got to stay in dorms? Yeah. That's where freshmen stay to go to college. Oh, you mean you don't have a special dorm with a spa and a golf course in the back just for athletes? No, actually we don't. Ah, and your practice facility? You don't have a hair salon in there? You don't travel with somebody that does that? No, we don't. Man, what's wrong with you? You guys are way behind the times. I mean, and as more people start to do these things for these kids, more is expected. And then all of a sudden, you know, but there's always those few that if you can find out who they are, they have one goal in mind, you know. I want to go someplace where I can be something special. And, you know, luckily for us, we have a habit of finding those players.
Coach, did you get the unspectacular but kind of solid type of performance you wanted out of Sanaya today?
Yeah. Yes, I thought Sanaya was really good. She's been like that since practice started. I told Shay and Marissa and CD that we need to go to our science or biology building and find out if we can get one of those bubbles, you know, that you lock people up. And we put her in there, like let her go to class, go to practice, and then put her in one of those things and just let her out for class and practice, because whoever's infiltrated her body that's not Sanaya, we don't want them to escape. Because right now she's in a really good place. And you got to remember, this kid was really, really good coming out of high school. Really good. And it kind of got away from her, and hopefully she's got it back a little bit.
You got time for one more. Go ahead.
Crystal?
Who do you see stepping up to that leadership role, especially after the departure of, you know, so many graduating seniors
Yeah,
last year?
that's something we have to find out. That's something we have to find out. Right now, there isn't anyone that's separated themselves yet. You know, each of them has done a little piece to try to, but no one has really grabbed it and said it's mine. Nobody. And they might not. It might just be by committee.
Is that something you're concerned with?
No, not really. Not really. You can't make it happen. You can't force it to happen. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, sometimes circumstances will make it happen, but I can't create those yet.